This is a tomato that I'm going to be using to, to put into that stew. I'm going to make this into a lovely stew tomato. This one is plum tomato. And this one is more like a beefsteak or a salad tomato, but I got a lot of this. I already chop it up. I have a picture I'm going to post there for you to see what it looked like. And I just wash it clean and nice. I wash it with the dish liquid Dawn, so I get whatever, you know, scums like you have all over it, and dust and a little stickiness in there. I don't know what it is. I call it some scums. And clean it really nicely and chop them up, and we put them there to stew. This we're going to freeze it. Make a nice stew and freeze it, where you're going to be adding to your meats and stews and rice and curries and vegetables and all of that. So let's get started on how to do this lovely stewed tomato. Here you go, foodies. Now that tomato is in season, you have a lot of tomatoes. Sometimes you get a big bag of just soft tomato, but it's really good for like $1. Just purchase them, and what you do, I just cut all of them up really nicely. I put 5 tablespoons of oil with 10 pounds of tomato, dice them really nicely with 1 onion and 3 bay leaves. Chop them, put them in a nice big pot and let them all cook down, and you got here stewed tomato. Do not add any salt. You could add some garlic, fresh garlic or granulated garlic. And what you're going to do with this, you're going to bottle them up, or you could freeze them in individual packets in your freezer bag. You freeze them up. I'm going to burn this down a little more because, you know, I didn't add any water. The tomato itself break down and add all this water in here. And you cook it nicely. When you're making your stew, chicken, curry chicken, vegetables, you just add a packet of that stew tomato in there for lovely flavor. Because, you know, sometimes tomato will sell up to $2.50 a pound. Right now, it's 49 cents a pound. Or you get a big crate, you know, really cheap. So get them, improvise, you know, here at Jenny's Kitchen, Jenny's Walk. I like to give you lots of ideas on things to do so we're not wasting, and COVID is still here. So you could freeze this, or you could preserve them in those mason jar. What I'm going to be doing with mine, I'm going to boil this down a little more because it was all the way up here to the top. And it burned down, and I'm going to put them into Ziploc freezer bag, and I'm going to use them as I need them. Just like 1 portion, the amount you know for your family, fill them in bags. So it's one-time use, you don't defrost and then freeze back. Great tip here from Jenny's Walk. Please, here we go. All that lovely tomato all cooked down really nicely. As you can see, not too much liquid there. This is how I want it. It's still very hot. I'm going to cool it completely before we start putting it either in the mason jar or the Ziploc bags, or if you have any Tupperware that you wish to do. So let it cool really nicely, and I'm going to show you step by step how we're going to freeze this lovely stewed tomato for cooking. It's already pre-cooked. It's just to add to your meats, stews, rice dishes, any dish. So foodies, this is our big pot of that tomato, stewed tomato, that we're going to use to add to our stews and fish and curries. You could use these containers, the soup containers. You could fill them up. Now you're not going to go too high because it's going to expand when it gets frozen. So you fill it up really nicely, just like so. There's a smaller size to this and there's a larger size to this. But as I say, it's best that you just use it one-time use. Don't defrost, and then you have to freeze back. Now this is some lovely freezer bags. You have the one with the zipper and the one just with the seal. So I'm going to just use the seal one. This one here, I know I cook for my family for like 2. So I know just 2 scoops here will be just fine. So let's just move over to the counter here. Let me show you how to get the air out. So you pull it in just like so, and you just give it a good push. Or you could also use the water, put it in a water bath. I'm going to show that one also to you. So put it in there, give it a fold so you know all the air came out of it, and you give it a nice seal. There you go. So there's no air in there. And then when we pack them, we're going to put them flat and nice, just like so, one on top of the other. And it's going to be flat and neat and nice, so it's going to occupy less space in your freezer. Okay, foodies, so this is a bowl with water, just regular tap water you're going to fill in here. So you just put your bag in there. Once you put your bag and the water, see the water covers the bag there, automatically, it's just a matter of gravity. All the air will come out of the bag. See, there's no water in the bottom. There's no air in the bottom there. There's no air at all. Seal your bag really nicely, just like so. There you go. Bag is sealed. Look at that. Look at that, airtight. You see that, foodies? Let me put it on the counter. There you go. No air in there. And you fold it again. Good little fold. This one have a little more in it. And you're going to be packing it one on top of the other, really flat and nice. Here you could put a piece of cardboard or newspaper very thick, and you line it, and then you make another row in your freezer. Or you could put them side by side if you have a lot of space. Neat and nice and flat, and they occupy less space. Another great lovely idea here from Jenny's Walk, or you could use the container here with the covers. Oh, I'm missing another cover, but I'll get the cover. But you got the idea, foodies. You could do it like this, or you could do the mason jar. I don't do the mason jar. I prefer to freeze my stuff because I have lots of space. So thank you for joining me. Marvelous idea here from Jenny's Walk. From my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking.